Dimensional analysis, metric conversion. Metric conversions all consist of moving the decimal point. It's kind of a great system because everything is in moving the decimal point. And the reason why is everything's like either in the power of 10 when changing things from smaller to larger units. It's all there. So that's why it can be in the decimal point. It's all about moving them. So that means that pretty much the numbers are going to stay the same when we go ahead and convert from one metric unit to the other. So let's look at some examples. Example 1. So we're going to list the following from smallest to largest. So we have 455 milliliters, 0.35 liters, and 258 centiliters. So what does that mean? That we need to probably all convert all of these so they're at the same base unit. So we have milliliters, we have liters, and we have centiliters. So what I would do is I would just convert everything to liters, and then we can rank it from smallest to largest. So the things we're going to have to do then is convert this to liters. That's what's kind of first asking us. So we have a couple of conversions here. So we have 455 milliliters. Well, we need to go ahead and get rid of milliliters, and we need to convert it into liters. So sometimes I like to ask myself, is a liter larger or a milliliter larger? Well, the liter is actually a lot larger, right? We have to have 1,000 milliliters to equal a whole liter. So we put the 1,000 on the bottom, and then we can go ahead and these cross out, so we can just cross this out, and then we're left with liters. So 455 then is going to be divided by 1,000, or that means we're going to be moving the decimal point to the left 3 times. So we're going to end up with 0.455. Now if you aren't sure, let's just go ahead and get our calculator out. So we have 455 divided by 1,000, and we get 0.455. And when you kind of get used to the metric system and moving things and dividing things, you kind of get used to what that means. So now let's go ahead and convert 258 centiliters. So we have 258 centiliters. Now centiliters sounds kind of weird, but we usually see centi in terms of meters, like centimeters. So just because it's liters, it's not something we haven't seen before, it's just a different base unit. So we need to get rid of the centiliters and it needs to go into, liters. So then we can cross out our centiliters. So we need to ask ourselves, again, is centiliter larger or is a liter larger? So when we have the 1, do we put it against the liters or do we put it towards the centiliters? Well, we know the centiliters, because it's a century, that's kind of where it's taken from, that there has to be 100 of centiliters to equal a whole liter. So now we've set it up. We can go ahead and either move the decimal or do the multiplication, but we're going to actually end up with 2.58 liters. Again, this is also liters. And then what's the other unit that we have? We have 0.35, and that's liters. So let's think about what's the smallest unit. Well, this would actually be our smallest unit. So we could put the 0.35 liter as our smallest. We're going to start with the smallest. We're going to do this caret. So when the caret, I call these carets, points to the left like that, that means this is smaller than whatever is coming after it. So what's to the right of it. Then the next one would be the 455 milliliters, or you can type in the 0.455 liters. Then, lastly, we would have then the 2.58 liters, or let's put the 258 centiliters, and here we can also put 0.455 liters. So these, you can either keep it how it was presented in the problem, or you can change it to the base unit. So this would be our solution. Now let's do another example. Example 2. List the following from smallest to largest. So we have 7 grams, we have 0.006 kilograms, and 2,500 milligrams, or 2,500 milligrams. So let's put them from smallest to largest. So let's go ahead and convert to our base unit, which is going to be grams. So just regular grams. So let's first convert this number. So now we need to convert to grams. So we're going to put grams on the top and kilograms on the bottom. Now we need to ask ourselves, once again, is a kilogram larger or is a gram larger? This time a kilogram is actually a lot larger. That in fact we need 1,000 grams to equal a whole kilogram. So we set up our conversion like that. And so when we are multiplying by 1,000, that means we're moving the decimal to the right 3 times. So we get just 6 grams. Right, because we can cross these out, so we're left with this. Now let's convert this. Now, let's put milligrams on the bottom and grams on the top. Now, once again, we have milligrams and grams. Well, a gram is a lot larger of a unit. In fact, we need 1,000 milligrams to equal a whole gram. So when we do that, that means when we go 2,500, we cross out these units, that means we're going to divide by 1,000. That means we're going to move our decimal to the left 3 times. So we're going to end up with 2.500, we can say, grams. So now we need to rank these. So we have 6 grams, 2.5 grams, and we have 7 grams. So our smallest one is going to be this 2,500 milligrams. That's our smallest. Then our next smallest is actually going to be the 0.006 kilograms, and then our largest one is going to be the 7 grams. Now once again, you could have put this as 2.5 grams, and this could have been 6 grams, and then we can just keep the 7. So this would be our final solution.